Hi children, how are you? Good afternoon to all. Before going to our class, we need to do our breathing exercise. Shall we do together? Okay, sit straight. Take deep, close your eyes, take deep, breathe in and out. Okay, open your eyes, relax. Take your textbook children. Where we stopped in the last class, we discussed the English East India Company, the Battle of Plassey. Okay, next topic is the fall of Bengal and Bihar. Listen to the board. The name of our next topic is the fall of Bengal and Bihar. Fall of Bengal and Bihar. We saw that British East India Company controlled many territories. They tried to bring many territories under their control by different types of wars we discussed. Then the fall of Bengal and Bihar. How Bengal and Bihar became the part of the British Empire. Bengal was a very fertile and rich territory. Fertile territory and very rich. Bengal. We know that fertile. What is mean by fertile? ഫലഭൂയിഷ്ടമായിട്ടുള്ള സ്ഥലം. Okay. The company began to exploit the farmers for its own benefit. East India Company began to exploit the farmers. So what is the meaning of exploit? Exploit. ചൂഷണം ചെയ്യുക. Okay, ചൂഷണം ചെയ്യുക. They began to exploit the farmers for its own benefit. To get benefit, company began to force the farmers to do farming for their benefit. It forced the farmers to abandon traditional farming. Abandon means to give up the traditional farming and grow cash crops such as cotton and indigo. The farmers cultivated in their land, or they grow crops what they need. But the company compelled or forced the farmers to cultivate indigo and cotton. Listen, indigo and cotton. Indigo and cotton, British people collected from India as a raw material for their business. Okay, for their industries. They collected cotton and indigo as raw materials. What's the raw materials? The things used to make another product. Okay, so they compelled, the British company compelled the farmers to avoid their traditional farming. അവർ അത്ര കാലം ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്ന അവരുടെ പാരമ്പര്യമായിട്ടുള്ള കൃഷി ഉപേക്ഷിച്ചിട്ട് ഈ കമ്പനിക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് കോട്ടണും ഇൻഡിഗോയും ഒക്കെ എന്താ പറയുക കൃഷി ചെയ്യാൻ അവർ നിർബന്ധിച്ചു. ഓക്കെ. The British bought these raw materials from farmers at very low prices. The farmers compelled to cultivate cotton and indigo, and the British people, the company officials, collected these raw materials. That means the cotton and indigo they collected or they bought from the farmers with a cheap price. Okay, very low price they collected these raw materials from the farmers. So the farmers didn't get any profit from their crops. Okay, all this made the Indian farmers very poor. Indian farmers became very poor. They didn't get any benefit from their cultivation. They forced to give up their traditional farming, and they began to cultivate indigo and cotton. From that also they didn't get any profit. So they became very poor. Indian farmers became very poor. But the company made huge profits as it did not pay any duties or taxes on traded goods. അവർ കച്ചവടം ചെയ്യുന്ന സാധനങ്ങളിൽ നിന്ന് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇവർ വാങ്ങുന്നതിന് യാതൊരു തരത്തിലുള്ള നികുതികളും ഒന്നും നൽകിയിരുന്നില്ല ബ്രിട്ടീഷുകാർ. സോ ദേ ബിക്കേം വെരി മച്ച് rich. They became rich, the British people. When Mir Qasim, listen the name Mir Qasim, Qasim, Mir Qasim, who had replaced Mir Jafar as Nawab of Bengal. In the last class we saw a person, Nawab, Mir Jafar. And after Mir Jafar, Mir Qasim became the Nawab of Bengal. So Mir Jafar saw how his province was being exploited. And he asserted his independence and tried to bring in some reforms. Mir Qasim actually was not interested with the British rule, and he saw that he witnessed his people being exploited by the British people, or his province, his territory, Bengal, being exploited by the British people and the problems created by the British people. So he asserted his independence. He declared his independence. അദ്ദേഹം സ്വയം സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യം പ്രഖ്യാപിച്ചു. And tried to bring in some reforms. Mir Qasim tried to bring some changes in Bengal. Okay, he did not want to be a puppet like Mir Jafar. We already saw that in the last class we discussed Mir Jafar was a puppet ruler in the hands of the British. ഓക്കെ, ബ്രിട്ടീഷുകാരുടെ കയ്യിലൊരു കളിപ്പാവയായിരുന്നു മിർ ജാഫർ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന നവാബ് എന്ന് നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചു. ബട്ട് മിർ ഖാസിം വാസ് നോട്ട് ലൈക്ക് Mir Qasim was not like Mir Jafar. He didn't like to be a puppet in the hands of the British people. And this irked the British, who tried to remove him using military force. Mir Jafar was a puppet ruler, but Mir Qasim was not a puppet ruler. So British people decided to remove Mir Qasim. Okay, avoid Mir Qasim by using military force. Okay, this irked the British. What is the word irked? I-R-K-E-D. Irked means angered. ദേഷ്യം പിടിപ്പിച്ചു. British people became very much angry towards Mir Qasim, and they decided to avoid him with the military force because Mir Qasim was not ready to obey the British people. Okay, so they decided to remove him by using the military force. The British, listen, the three, here for next paragraph. Mir Qasim fled to Allahabad where he met Shuja'ud-Dawla. Listen, Mir Qasim went to Allahabad. There he met, what is the name? Shuja'ud-Dawla. Shuja'ud-Dawla. Mir Qasim went to or fled to Allahabad. He saw Shuja'ud-Dawla, the Nawab of Awadh. He was the Nawab of Awadh, another territory, Awadh. What is the name? Awadh. Okay, Mir Qasim fled to Allahabad where he met Shuja'ud-Dawla, the Nawab of Awadh. They decided to join hands with the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II to evict the company from Bengal. Mir Qasim and the Nawab of Awadh. What is the name of the Nawab of Awadh? Shuja'ud-Dawla. They decided to join hands with the Mughal Emperor. That means the three people, or Shuja'ud-Dawla and Mir Qasim decided to support the Mughal emperor Shah Alam II. Shah Alam II. Listen. Shah Alam II was the Mughal emperor. Okay, so Shuja'ud-Dawla and Mir Qasim decided to support the Mughal emperor Shah Alam II to evict the company from Bengal. ഈ കമ്പനിയെ ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് ഈസ്റ്റ് ഇന്ത്യ കമ്പനിയെ ബംഗാളിൽ നിന്നും തുരത്തുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഈ രണ്ട് കൂട്ടരും ആരൊക്കെയായിരുന്നു മിർ ഖാസിം ആൻഡ് ഷുജാഉദ്ദൗള they join hands with the Mughal emperor Shah Alam to evict the company from Bengal. The three met the company's forces led by Hector Munro. Listen, the three people, Shuja'ud-Dawla, Shah Alam II and Mir Qasim. Mir Qasim. These three people met at what is the place? Buxar. They met at Buxar. Okay, British force. They conducted or a war with the British people. Who was the leader of the British company at that time? Hector Munro. Hector Munro was the leader of the East India Company. And Shuja'ud-Dawla, Shah Alam II, Mir Qasim, they fought with Hector Munro and his troop, his soldiers at Buxar. Where is Buxar actually? Buxar near modern day Patna. Now Patna, the nearby place of Patna, Buxar, in 1764. In which year this battle happened? 1764. So Mir Qasim, Shuja'ud-Dawla, Nawab of Awadh, supported Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II, and these three people fought with the East India Company's army. Its leader was Hector Munro. And in which place this battle happened? In Buxar, at Buxar in 1764. Okay, the British emerged victorious. In this battle, what happened? The British defeated these three people. Okay, they became victorious. ഈ യുദ്ധത്തിൽ വിജയിച്ചത് ബ്രിട്ടീഷുകാർ തന്നെയാണ്. ഷാ ആലം II was forced to grant the Diwani. What is Diwani? Diwani. Diwani is the right to collect revenues. നികുതി പിരിക്കുന്നതിനുള്ള റൈറ്റ്, അവകാശം, അതിന് പറയുന്ന പേരാണ് ദിവാനി. ദിസ് റൈറ്റ്, ദിവാനി റൈറ്റ് given to the company. Okay, Shah Alam II was forced to grant the Diwani the right to collect revenues and allow the British to run the administration of both Bengal and Bihar, the country's most prosperous provinces. രാജ്യത്തിൻ്റെ ഏറ്റവും നല്ല രണ്ട് ഭാഗങ്ങളായിട്ടുള്ള ബംഗാളിൻ്റെയും ബീഹാറിൻ്റെയും ഭരണ ചുമതലയും കമ്പനിക്ക് നൽകാനായിട്ട് ഷാ ആലം II നിർബന്ധിതനായി. Okay, once again listen the paragraph. The British emerged victorious. Shah Alam II was forced to grant the Diwani the right to collect revenues. What is Diwani? The right to collect revenues and allow the British to run the administration of both Bengal and Bihar, the country's most prosperous provinces, the most rich and fertile lands, territories. The English East India Company was now in a position to dictate terms to any local ruler who opposed their plans. Now the company is enough powerful to avoid the rulers of India who is doing anything against the company. The Mughal emperor was now a mere tool in their hands. Now also Mughal emperor is there, but Mughal emperor now became a tool in the hands of the British people. Okay. The Marathas, Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan of Mysore and the Sikhs in Punjab. You should underline the important words. Okay, important words, sentences, everything you need to underline. The Marathas. Marathas are one group of people. Maratha people. Okay. The Marathas. Then Hyder Ali. You will study more about all these people in the higher classes. Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan of Mysore. Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan were the rulers of Mysore. Okay, Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan of Mysore and the Sikhs in Punjab. Sikh people in Punjab. Okay, Marathas, Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan of Mysore and the Sikhs in Punjab were no match for the British, though they put up more spirited resistance than their contemporaries. Listen, Marathas, Hyder Ali, Tipu Sultan and the Sikh of Punjab all resisted the British rule. At a high spirit they resisted the British rule, but the British could defeat them very easily. These people, Marathas, Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan of Mysore were very powerful than their contemporaries. A new word to you, underline that word, contemporaries. CONTEMPORARIES. Contemporaries means those who lived in the same period. Samakaligar ennu parayum. Samakaligar. അതേ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ ജീവിച്ചിരുന്ന മറ്റു റൂളേഴ്സിനേക്കാളും പവർഫുൾ ആയിരുന്നു ആര്? ദ മറാത്താസ്, ഹൈദർ അലി ആൻഡ് ടിപ്പു സുൽത്താൻ ഓഫ് മൈസൂർ ആൻഡ് ദ സിഖ്സ് ഓഫ് പഞ്ചാബ്. ബട്ട് ദേ വേർ നോ മാച്ച് ഫോർ ദ ബ്രിട്ടീഷ്. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് ദേ വേർ നോട്ട് പവർഫുൾ ദാൻ ദ ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് പീപ്പിൾ. സോ ദേ കുഡ് defeat them very easily. The British could defeat Marathas, Hyder Ali, Tipu Sultan and Sikh people very easily. Gradually, the whole of India was under the British rule. Slowly, the British could control all territories of India. We know that up to 1947, August 15th, we were under British rule. From this lesson, we learned how do they conquer different territories of India. We learned a very little portion, and in the higher classes, you will learn more about the British rule. Okay. Anyhow, this is all about the fall of the Bengal and Bihar. In this lesson, we learned about the Battle of Buxar. Who fought the Battle of Buxar? Mir Qasim, Shuja-ud-Dawla and Mughal Emperor Shah Alam. They together fought against the company's army. Who was the leader of the company's army? Hector Munro. Okay, Hector Munro was their leader. They met at Buxar and the British could defeat these forces. Okay, after the victory, Shah Alam II forced to give the Diwani right to collect revenue to the British people, and the most prosperous provinces like Bengal and Bihar became part of the British Empire. And slowly, East India Company conquered all the territories of India. Okay, so many questions given here. A quick check given here. Who led the company's forces in the battle at Buxar? Who is the person? Hector Munro. Okay, so read the topic many times. When you come in the Google Meet, you can clear your doubts. Okay, so we are going to wind up today. Thank you.